Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the English news from Djibouti channels. Here are the headlines of our edition tonight. The Prime in New Zealand, the president condemns armed attack in the two mosques of Christchurch, who made 49 deaths. In Jakarta, the capital of New Zealand, the Prime Minister meets Vice President of Indonesia. He welcomed, if you join us, the President of the Republic, Excellency Mr. Ismail Omar Gili, condemned the terrorist attack in the two mosques in downtown Christchurch, southern New Zealand, were attacked on Friday, killing 49 people, and expressed his condolence to the family who lost their relatives. This is one of the darkest days in the country's history, according to the Prime Minister Jagdina, who denounced a meticulously planned attack terrorists. Two mosques in downtown Christchurch, southern New Zealand, were attacked on Friday, killing 49 people. 4 people in extremism circle were arrested by the police, but none of them were under special surveillance. The main suspect in this attack is an Australian whose identity has not been revealed. The 28 years old claimed responsibility for the attack, explaining his motives in a 74-page manifesto against migrants. The Prime Minister, His Excellency Mr. Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed, met the Vice President of Indonesia. The Prime Minister discussed with his counterpart the excellent relationship between the two countries. The Prime Minister represented the President of the Republic, Excellency Mr. Ismail Omar Gili, winner of the Cambridge Global Governance Award. The 3 essential qualities of 3G Global Good Governance Award have been recognized by the head of state through his leadership, innovation in the area of good governance, transparency, and sustainability. It must be said that in his relentless pursuit of excellence and commitment, the President of the Republic, His Excellency Mr. Ismail Omar Gili, has created a positive impact in the world. Also, through these recognitions, the Cambridge Institute wanted to praise the remarkable effort to the Djibouti, especially the head of state, who has engaged the country in an ambitious program of reform to enable young people and women to become driver of change, wealth creations. During a press conference following the award ceremony, the Prime Minister first presented the sincere apology of the President of the Republic, who, for reasons inherent in his busy agenda, could not make the trip until here to personally receive this award-winning 3G Award 2019. Mr. Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed mentioned how his prize honored through the head of state, the government, and the people of Djibouti in general. The Prime Minister also met the President of the Chamber of Indonesia. The Prime Minister discussed the ways and means to strengthen the cooperations between the relation between the two countries, and especially the relation between the Chamber of Commerce of Djibouti and Indonesia. The Prime Minister has received on behalf of the head of state recipient this year the prestigious trophy awarded by the committee of these institutions.
We have met the Prime Minister of your country, and we have talked about what Djibouti and Indonesia can do. We have a regional here, Indonesian, ASEAN, and surrounding, and you have also the surrounding in your area. So we see that Djibouti is very important for us. It's not our end destination, but we're talking about the East Africa for our goods to export, to invest, and also your country to export to Indonesia and to invest also in Indonesia.
For Ambassador Ahmed Reita, our country has made great progress in democratizations, transparency, and preventions of corruptions. And to remember that in 2019, the ranking obtained by Djibouti in the World Bank's World Businesses ranking with a progression of 45 ranks, an evaluation that brings together each year a jury composed of eminent personality from the business world. The People's Palace yesterday hosted a day of information and the door-to-door campaign for mass distributions of abnegated mosquito nets that it launched throughout the town of Balbala Place under the patronage of the Minister of Health, brought together all the team of distributor composed by active members of community-based association and community relays from neighbor health committee. While recalling the context of high endemicity of malaria in our country, the Minister of Health urged participants to be rigorous and pragmatic to carry out this distribution mission that should benefit the greatest number with attentions. In his speech, the ministers of health say that this campaign of abnegated mosquito emanates from the multi-sectoral strategy undertaken by the government. On the health page of this edition, poisoning children with kerosene, one of the household accidents that children aged between 1 and 3 years old often suffer, and the urgencies of CNSS alone, an average of 15 children per month are reported to be poisoned with his petroleum derivative. Every 3 days, on average, a child poisoned by kerosene is evacuated to the emergency services of the CNSS. Young children who have often eaten kerosene thinking it's a water because it's clear color. This fuel used for cooks in more than 95% of Djiboutian households is not without consequences on the state of the health of the child in case of inhalations. What unfortunately aggravated the effect of intoxications in the intoxicated child are the reflex adopted by the parent to save the child, such as, for example, to make the child vomit. A highly discouraged gestures explain the doctor who gave us the right first aid. The vigilance and the supervisions of total are still in order to avoid that victim of domestic accident. For kerosene solution lie the evident simply plastic bottle for kerosene without appropriated bottle difficult to open by the child. As part of the President of the Republic's vision to educate all Djiboutian children for school age, the main FOB is implementing its school project for all across the country. Also, the Minister of National Education and Vocational Training has committed to establish a school in each locality and remote camps where the needs is felt. It's a matter of bringing the education and teaching offer closer to the people so that every child can go to school despite the isolations of remoteness of their places of residence, of which he can suffer either his sex and even less his social status. The Minister of Decentralization stressed the importance of this journey to reinforce the capacity and the role of the main FOB. Under the aid of the Minister of Muslims, Waqf, Culture and Property, Mumin Hassan Barre, the Diwan Zakat organized the ceremony of distribution of the Zakat of the year of 2018 in the Palace of the People. The event took place in the presence of the Director General of Diwan Zakat, Sulaiman, the President of the Administrative Council of the Foundation, Abdul Basid Ahmed, and the Djiboutian businessman, and witnessed the collections with the zakat of some of money of The Director General of the Zakat Office stressed the creation of this charitable institution at the initiatives of the President of the Republic in 2004 was to enhance the implementation of Zakat, the pillar of Islam, in addition to strengthening solidarity and participation. On his part, the Minister Hassan Barre welcomed the work of Diwan staff provided without length of year. The finding therefore translate the excellent understanding between the member of the executive board of the foundation and ministerial cabinet. It also awareness of the assistance of the purifying character of zakat. The Minister of Housing, Urbanism and Environment, Mr. Musa Mohammed Ahmed, accompanied by Mr. Dini Abdullah Umar, Secretary General, took part from 4 to 5th March 2019 in the 4th session of the UN General Assembly Environment. 100 ministers and several heads of state, including Kenyan President Uhuru Kenyatta and French President Emmanuel Macron, took part in this important conference. This conference under the theme Innovation Solution to Face Environmental Challenges and Promote Sustainable Production and Consumptions. Here we finally end this new edition. Thank you for watching us.